Good afternoon, folks. So before we continue on discussing basketball and Caitlin Clark, we have to do some YouTube channel house cleaning or housekeeping. Let's call it housekeeping, okay? So the reason I'm bringing this up right now is because I have removed some comments that have come through, and I have literally hidden some people from the channel so that their comments can no longer be seen. And I'm going to tell you specifically why. This channel is about Caitlin Clark because she's not done achieving, okay? And she is not done actually growing as a player. When you think about her talent level, she's only been in the league for a year and a half, okay? She has a long way to go. We have a lot of excitement in front of us, all right? But with Caitlin Clark and her meteoric rise, and honestly, I'm reading this book right now, Christine Brennan's book On Her Game, okay? I recommend this. This is a great book. We've had women achieve things in individual sports. This is what I've gotten from the book. You know, the Mia Hamms, Serena and Venus Williams, Martina Navratilova, Billie Jean King. So we have had individual women. Brandi Chastain, when she ripped her shirt off after the soccer match. Okay, we've had women achieve things in individual sports, but never have we had a woman, just a girl, actually, she's 23 years old, achieve what Caitlin Clark has achieved with group sports, team sports. And it's the first time we've seen guys trying to figure out what time she's playing basketball so they can watch her. We've never had sports guys like from the NBA talking about her, defending her, okay, elevating her. We've never had that before in women's team sports. That's what makes this so unique. But with that come the predators. And I want to make sure that people understand what I am not going to get into on this channel and what I will not tolerate. Now, when I was talking about the character of people who would play violently in any sport, simply as a matter of routine, and why any coach would allow one of their players to play like that. I don't personally understand that, okay? When I was growing up and playing team sports, if we did stuff like that, we got pulled aside and were told that's unacceptable, it's unsportsmanlike conduct. We need to return those kinds of civil rules to the professional level, particularly with the WNBA. That was my point, okay? So what's the first comment I get this morning? It's because of girls who have been brought up without their fathers in the household. And another one chimes in that, and mothers who don't give their children the right advice. I'm not going to allow my channel or Caitlin Clark to be used by right-wing nitwits to promote an agenda. And that's what that is. That is not a viable sports comment. That is what that is. Before I started this channel, and still, I follow several sports guys who focus on the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, okay? And I have seen commentary about Brittany Griner, okay? One guy posted after the foul that Brittany Griner committed on Caitlin Clark, where it was her sixth foul, and she was ejected from the game because it was her sixth foul, okay? Now, I saw commentary like they should have left that man in Russia. I'm not tolerating that kind of talk. Number one, nobody deserves to be trapped in Russia under Vladimir Putin. That's an uncalled for comment. The second comment that is uncalled for is referring to Brittany Griner as a man. Brittany Griner is not transgender. Okay? She has never been transgender. She is 6'10". Yes, women are born that tall. And yes, she is jacked because women who play team sports work out. Caitlin Clark worked out in the off season. Have you seen Caitlin Clark in a sleeveless outfit this year versus last year? And what if Brittany Griner were transgender? That's nobody's business. That's a non-issue in my book. That is a non-issue in my book. And I'm not going to allow right-wing people to go unanswered so that they can promote an anti-LGBTQ agenda. So I'm making sure that everyone understands this so that they don't feel like they are free to come onto my channel and try to co-opt Caitlin Clark in a way that she does not want to be co-opted. Because whether you guys want to face this or not, Caitlin Clark is woke. Everybody fits with her. And this is why she's such an admirable human being. She's not out there talking trash about Angel Reese. She spends very little time on social media, actually. She said she's not big on social media. She's spending time in the gym trying to be a better basketball player. That's her thing. I saw films of the parties at the All-Star game with Caitlin Clark on stage singing with black people, white people, all kinds of people. Didn't look too racially charged to me. There are people who want to use Caitlin Clark across the board. And there are things that I'm not going to allow. Do I like Brittany Griner as a player? I really don't. But I will not participate in that kind of garbage. That's just unacceptable to me. And I want to make sure people understand that. Okay? People like Ben Shapiro, who was a right-wing influencer. Caitlin Clark doesn't need him speaking for her. Okay? She is quite adept at speaking for herself. She's a marketing major. She is polished. She answers questions. She is witty. She is intelligent. And most of all, she will tell you exactly what she feels. She has never once accused anybody who has committed a foul against her of being a racist. Because guess what? That's not what that's all about. Okay? J.C. Shelton isn't black. She's committed 2 flagrant fouls, in my opinion, on Caitlin Clark already. And by the way, I sat at a basketball game this past Tuesday night where I watched a black woman, Aaliyah Boston, slammed to the ground by another black woman in an egregious foul. And I watched Sophie Cunningham, a white woman, get elbowed in the neck on the very next play. So this is a problem for the WNBA across the board. And the problem doesn't necessarily just lie with the players. The problem lies with the commissioner who allows it to happen, the referees who ignore this stuff. Now, I get it. You want people to be able to play, but part of the whole ability to play is for you to be able to play your game without being assaulted. So this is a problem across the board for the WNBA, and it needs to stop. And that's my position. My position is that this isn't racial. This isn't anything but the fact that they have allowed this to go so far now that players will do whatever it takes to win, even if it means hurting other players. And that is something that only the league can stop. okay? And if it means that the people who are the paying customers, and I am a paying customer, okay? I bought Fubo so I could watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. The reason I bought Fubo and not the WNBA League Pass is because I get more Fever games on Fubo. I am interested in watching the Indiana Fever. I love that team, okay? I am a paying customer. So let me just explain something to you. When and if I put a petition out there directed at the commissioner of the WNBA, it's going to be to stop the fouling league-wide, because Caitlin Clark's not the only player that has been injured this year. And she's not the only player that has had flagrant fouls directed at her. However, as I will say it again, the GOAT, they're having a hard time stopping her any other way. And just like Michael Jordan, she's going to receive the lion's share of those fouls. And unless we, the paying public, start speaking up and saying, that's not why we're watching the WNBA, then you know what? It's not going to stop. We have to apply the pressure, all right? They are here entertaining us. We are their audience. And as such, we have the power to make this stop. So I am coming back with another video because I want to continue the discussion of Christy Sides and Stephanie White, but from a different perspective, okay? I know where we left off at the last video. I didn't want to make it too long. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to continue because I got some other questions here from some other commenters that I want to address. So I will be coming back with that. But in the meantime, I just want everybody to understand that there are things that are not going to be tolerated on my channel. Okay, this is not what I'm here for. Okay, and I will talk to you all soon.